part of the city where the people are a lot more fun. And not all the conversations are not work related. So,
yeah. Like, what congressman do you know?
Yeah. The question is, who do you work for? That's the common question over there.
Ooh,
that's a big question.
What do you work for? That's like the politics version of like, where do you get booked? Like,
yeah, pretty much.
Hey, where do you get booked? Hey, who do you work for? Oh shit, that one's scarier though. Who do you work for is a little scarier.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, because if they name like a freshman congressman, they're like,
I was gonna buy you a drink.
You don't know anybody.
Rookie,
right? Like, you should buy me a drink.
Yeah. Although it is well, especially on the House side, it's
definitely
because they have to run every 2 years. So every 2 years, you run the risk of not having a job. So that whenever there's a turn or election season comes around, that pool of candidates just keeps growing and growing. Because if the congressman is gone, congressman, congresswoman, congressperson, I should say.
There we go.
Let's be a little more woke here, guys. So they're all out of a job and they have to scramble and look for other. And on the Senate side, well, that's over every 6 years, so it's fine. But on the House side, every 2 years, everybody was just shaking, nervous that they were going to be out of a job. But
okay, so you spent how long in DC? You said in total? What, 7 years?
7 years.
Is that where you got involved with this secret society that you're in?
Actually, wait, what, the Freemasons? You mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I got started with the Freemasons here in Laredo, but it kind of began over there. I'm also a part of a Greek letter fraternity. Shout out to Pi Kappa Phi. Well, when I was going through my initiation, they mentioned the Freemasons, and then when I moved back to Laredo, I wanted to continue my fraternal work, but we don't have a Pi Kappa Phi chapter here. The closest one is in San Antonio that I mentored for a while.
You said initiation.
Yeah.
What is it like? What you?
It is exactly what you think it is.
Like robes.
There are robes.
I knew it.
I'm just kidding.
I got excited. I was like, what?
No, because he's talking about initiation into a fraternity. I'm like, wait a second. Did you have to do fucking like upside down chugging? Like
elephant walks and things like that? Nah.
Walk on broken glass.
Don't worry, guys. They're just Doritos. No, there is a ritual. But
are you allowed to talk about it?
I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'd have
to
kill.
Make up stuff.
I'd have to kill you.
Right, of course.
If I talk about it.
I know.
He probably got the connections, dude. Who do you work for? Oh shit, that sounds like a dude that knows people that can kill. Like
the name Freemasons, I've heard that from the movie National
Treasure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh my.
That's exactly where you worked.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So Nicolas Cage, what's he like?
Dude, I joined the Freemasons to meet Nicolas Cage, and not once have I shaken the guy's hand. No, but I got involved. I wanted to continue my fraternal work, and they do a lot of good things for the community and things like that, community outreach and fundraising, and we're big on education. So we give a couple of, more than a couple of scholarships every year to local high school students going to college, and I wanted to continue that kind of work in Laredo. We don't have a Pi Kappa Phi chapter here, but I looked up and there was a Masonic lodge here in Laredo, so that's the one I belong to. There's only the one lodge. And big shout out to my brothers from Laredo Lodge, number 547. I love you guys.
Yeah, let's hit their plugs.
They're going to be this weekend.
You can catch them here and there.
And so once I became a Freemason, I became a Shriner as well. And you guys are familiar with the Shriners.
I know the little hats and the little cars. Yeah, that's all I know.
The mini wheels and the fezzes. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's us. So
it was intense when y'all tried to kill Harrison Ford and landed in fucking Indiana Jones.
Temple of Doom.
I was like, those are the same guys that drove the little cars? Like, that's, oh, shit.
Like, I want one of those hats.
Who could kill you?
That's a different...
Who do you work for?
I always feel like that's it looks like a graduation cap. But someone was like, I want the cup version of that.
Dude, not gonna lie, that's a sweet ass hat look. Like, it looks, I'd wear it if I, for fun.
I feel like my balance wouldn't, it would be like flipping off me. Is
it hard to keep up?
Oh, no, God, no. It goes up to right above your eyebrows, so it's kind of hard to move with it.
Oh, wow.
Because there's a long tassel that comes with it, so every time you turn your head, it kind of feels like those valley girls that are just kind of flipping their hair,
like a shampoo commercial with the tassel. His tassel looks fabulous.
It's like
what does he use to clean it?
Like an Herbal Essences commercial there. But you'll see us at the Washington Birthday Celebration Parade, so we'll be there. Both the Lodge and the Shriners are participating, so you'll find us there. Why don't you guys have your own float on the parade?
Oh my God! Why don't
you can just tell the crowd jokes?
Is it that easy?
It's $50 to register.
Shut the fuck up!
I'm serious.
We're getting a float for the parade.
Oh yeah. Well, if it's a float, it's like a little more because you have to pay for pay for a permit from the fire marshal or something like that. Like if you're gonna have a generator, stuff like that. But if you're just walking it, it's just $50 to register as a unit. Dude. So Laredo Funny can just have their own participation.
Fucking go and hand out koozies and
exactly
promotional stuff.
Oh my.
All right, dude.
And just be screaming out like, "What's the deal with airline peanuts?" Right?
Yep,
that's comedy.
We're gonna hand out flyers for a show or something.
That crowd will love you, man. I'm telling you.
Ooh, and we just hand out like cool stuff and like candy. Throw candy. Everyone loves candy.
Just not chocolate because it will melt, and we don't want 2017 happening all over again.
Dude,
you learn so much these days.
I like this. We're growing. We're learning. We're growing. This is
fucking Washington's birthday, baby.
You can dress up as George and Martha. I mean, we got a George already. You can be Martha, so say.
I could be Martha.
You would be a beautiful Martha.
And then I have a Batman walking around going, Martha!
We film it all and put it on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Get a drone.
Why do I have to be Martha again? I know have Sarah Garza. I'll just be the guy like dancing around like in the outfit like that.
Yeah. That outfit that John wears for his fireworks.
Dude,
place.
I'll be a jester. Oh my God.
See, there we go. Fuck, dude. Okay, so Capitol Hill, Freemason, Shriner. This like. Is he our most like worldly prestigious guest we've had?
You're the most interesting.
2 weeks ago, there was a guy here talking about blowjobs, and now we are like.
Wait, we can talk about that too.
I mean,
I think it's time.
Have you done the hat?
Have you made love in the hat?
That's neither here nor there.
Of course.
But also, we introed you. You host a radio show. Where did you start in radio? Aside from the fact that you have a fucking silky smooth voice, and I am a fan of it. How did the radio thing come about?
That actually just kind of landed upon me too.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
no!
Yeah.
Are you fucking
man? I've read with a lot of
really lucky lately.
Yeah. Well, funnily enough, I used to write for a magazine here. I don't know if you guys have read it, Cream magazine.
Yeah.
Oh
okay.
yeah.
Well,
definitely.
I used to write for them.
Hold on, I love it. This guy's all luck. It's like Ruben, you have a beautiful wife. How did you two? He's like, well, she proposed to me. Jesus Christ, how does this guy just...
I just met her that day. Someone introduced me to her, and she proposed to me.
Yeah,
now, beautiful family.
2 boys later.
Yeah. All right, so Cream City Magazine.
Okay, so I started writing. I wrote there for it was about 5 years or something, and our good friend Sammy the House was looking for a co-host, and I didn't have Sammy on Facebook. He posted on Facebook, "Hey, I'm looking for somebody that knows how to write, can work his way around the microphone." And we have a friend in common who's also a Freemason, and he tagged me on his post. Mm-hmm. So Sammy writes to me privately and says, "Hey, you want to come on the show? We'll just kind of shoot the shit. And if you like it, you can just tag along." I said, "Okay, I'm gonna go there." I said, "And I'm just gonna sit in the back, just kind of observe you guys, because you guys are the pros."
Yeah.
And so I started.
And you've never been on the air before?
I had never been on the air before. Wow. No. So I went for like a week, just kind of hanging out there, just chilling, or 2 weeks. And he's like, "Yeah, just be part of the morning show." So I did that for a year. I was with Sammy in the morning on Coffee and Magic. And then I was offered my own show. Thank you to the Cuellar family for believing in me. And the 6 to 7 p.m. slot was open. They're like, "How would you like your own show?" I said, "Who wouldn't?"
Who wouldn't want that?
So so now I've been on my own show for 5 years already.
Wow,
5.5 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah. So if you add the 1 year with Sammy, so yeah, it's like 6.5 years.
Yeah, I was working a job at like a delivery company similar to like FedEx, like that type thing, and it had the old truck. All it had was a radio. You couldn't hook up to the Bluetooth. It was just an old pickup truck. Picked up the radio, and I would flip stations. I hated the stations here in town. And I don't know. I just fucking landed on 107. and I heard On the Road, and I was like, oh shit, like, and because you handle lighthearted stuff. You talk about anyone who has not listened to the show, go and listen to it. It is a really, really good show. I love that you hit on topics, and some of them are funny. That's what we kind of come in and when we've been guests on the show, and we kind of riff jokes of silly stories. But you also handle some pretty serious topics, and it was one of the first times I had ever listened. And I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was like I was like, oh my god, I have an opinion on this. Like it almost felt like listening to like not, I'm not gonna say AM radio. It felt like listening to a bunch of smart individuals, because you were taking calls from people and you were reading messages and tweets and so. And I was like, Jesus Christ! Like it sounded to me like a lot of intelligent individuals who were interacting about a very specific topic, and at the time it might have been divisive or controversial, but it sounded just a lot of intelligent speech, and that really turned me on. And I was like, all right, okay, I gotta message this guy, I gotta call in. Like,
well, I think one of the topics that I had at the beginning was I talked a lot about the brain drain that happens in Laredo. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of people, smart, capable people, leave the city and they go live somewhere else, right? So I asked the public, why do you think this is? Why do you think Laredo suffers from brain drain? And I started getting all the calls and all the texts, and I was like, Jesus, I need more hands. I need I need more people. And a lot of people say, well, how do you do it for an entire hour? That hour goes by quickly.
So fast.
When I have you guys on the air, the only regret I have is that my show only lasts for an hour. Yeah, because I mean we're having fun and people are laughing, and all of a sudden 7 p.m. I'm like, man, we gotta leave. But it's been a minute there. I've been.
Lowe comes in, he's setting up his stuff.
Exactly.
And he's like, oh shit, all right, we get out of here.
Yeah. He shows up with his little McMuffin, and he does a breakfast for dinner kind of thing. And it's been a lot of fun. I love being on the radio because I love interacting with people. I love seeing. I love learning with them. I like sharing what I've learned as well. I used to be a professor here at TAMU.
What the shot?
He's Dr. Joe.
No.
And it's one of the times I was happiest too, because I taught at that. Like 5 semesters.
What'd you teach?
Communication, fundamentals of communication.
Oh, no way.
So, at point, like, I had hundreds of students.
You don't have, like, a New York Times bestseller you're not mentioning
not
that
yet.
we
not
need
yet.
a plug?
I thought he was going to say, like, oh, yeah, like, I study archaeology. I'm like, I told you, he's Indiana Jones. I was like, where's the amulet?
He might be Indiana Jones. So,
But communication, that's so cool. And then, like, how many years was that?
That was just, like, 5 semesters.
5 semesters?
Yeah, but I was doing that. So I did the radio in the morning, and then I'm a customs broker. That's my main job. Mm-hmm. And then in the
that pays the bills.
Exactly.
That brings the money home.
And then I taught in the afternoon. Mm-hmm. This was before I had my own show. But I have my own show now. I'm not teaching anymore. Hopefully I will one day. I loved having students. It was fun. It was a trip. But I got to interact with my students a lot, to the point where like they would invite me to their weddings and their kids' baptisms and everything. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it to a lot of those events. But
Yesenia's giving birth. Can you cut the cord? And the guy's like, well, luckily I was trained as a surgeon in the time I spent in the Congo. Like, what the fuck?
Man, you guys make me sound so important.
Sounds to me important.
No, but a lot of times it is kind of just dumb luck, because the first job I ever had was working radio at 98.1, and I had a friend in high school who used to work for the radio station. Oh my God, I lost contact with this guy. If I could tag him, I would tag him just to make fun of his fucking DJ name. Poison Ivan.
There we go.
Poison Ivan.
That kind of wrote itself, right?
You're listening to Poison Ivan, whatever. And I was like, and I go, dude, how'd you get that job? Because to be a DJ, I thought you needed like a degree in like broadcasting, broadcast journalism, communication, something like. No, he's like, oh, you just go and apply, man. They got applications, ask the secretary. And I was like, what, are you serious? Like, huh? I was like, all right. So I walked, and the first place I ever had a fucking job application is I went to 98.1, and I was just like, hey, can I fill out an application? And they're like, I felt so dumb saying it. And the chick was like, sure, what position? Like, Lord, like, You know how many people come here trying to... And I was just like, all right. And luckily I got an interview with